Okay, peace, love, and a bottle of hair grease. Yeah. Fuck heaven and all that shit. Okay, because I had to redo this shit over. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. My alarm went off. Okay. Okay. My class is gonna have to wait. Like I had this all timed out. School gonna always be there. Okay, but the mission is always first. Okay. So let me reintroduce this video. Okay, because I'm pissed off as fuck because I had to do this shit twice. Okay. Hello. Today we're going to be talking about how to manifest while ignoring the 3D. Okay. You don't want to use the third dimension as a indicator of your manifest desires coming into fruition. Okay. Now, as I was saying, I had to completely start over. As I was saying, I had two methods. On how to help you ignore the 3D. Okay. Again, I am redoing this over. I'm a little frustrated, but that's okay. I gotta be the class. Actually, right now, but fuck school. Okay. Fuck school right now because I gotta get this out. All right. All right. We're gonna be talking about quantum physics. Okay, a little bit of quantum physics today. All right. Now, the first method I was talking about previously before my device tried to play me. Okay. I was talking about the first method. Okay, exactly. I'm doing the goddamn teaching, mother. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta stop cussing. I'm doing the damn teaching. Okay. Okay. All right. So the first method I was saying was more so towards the ladies. Okay, and then I'm going to do the next method I was going to teach about was going to be things that can be used universally. Okay. So, like I was saying, I was explaining how the physical earth, we have been taught that the physical earth is called Mother Earth, but the physical earth is actually Father Earth. Okay. I showed a depiction of Geb. Okay. In Egyptian mythology. Okay. Geb is depicted as the earth. Okay. You see him laying down there, and then you see Nut towering over him, and Nut is depicted with stars. Okay. Because Nut is the great mother. Okay. So the great father. Whoa. The great father is the earth. Okay, right here. That's Geb. Geb is represented as the earth. Okay, and then so just like how in Mother Nature they say Mother Nature grows and produces. The only reason why Earth is able, if Earth is masculine, the reason why it's able to produce vegetation and plants is because it has Shekinah in it. Okay, it has divine energy. Meaning, we all forget that the Earth has its own core. Okay, the core of the Earth is like a heartbeat. Okay, and that heartbeat actually produces electricity, and that electric, because the earth has its own electromagnetic field. That's something that we all know. Okay, so clearly something, it has to be something that keeps it, that's anything that has an electromagnetic field is alive. Okay, is its own entity, right? So the only reason why it's able to grow vegetation, because the earth is a man, is because of Shekinah, aka ether energy. I use the example of your fingernails. Your fingernails are not necessarily alive, okay, but your fingernails are produced by the cells that are in your fingers. Okay, so the fingernail itself is not a live organism, but the cells and all the enzymes and shit used to produce that fingernail is what makes the fingernail the fingernail, but the fingernail itself is not alive. All right, so now I was explaining about dating. Okay, in karmic law. Okay, the feminine, the masculine chases or not or pursues the feminine. Okay, just how the egg sits in one place while the sperm come find the egg. Okay, it's the same thing in dating. Okay, if you are a feminine or a femboy, because I know I have the LGBTQ watching me. All right, so it's the same concept. Okay, again, I'm gonna use a universal example after this. Okay, so if the 3D, I've heard okay, so back to what I was saying. I got this method from a creator. who actually put, and I'm gonna put the video in my description box. And she mentioned how that treat the 3D like a man. And that's what it came full circle to me, because when she was describing the third dimension as a man, it reminded me of Geb from Egyptian mythology. So I'm like, damn, that really makes sense how the earth is really more of a masculine figure, not a feminine figure. Okay. So you have to manifest as if you were dating the 3D. Okay. Meaning, your desires and the 3D will move towards you, okay, when you first, your self-concept, okay. And all manifestation techniques, they tell you about your self-concept and your self-identity, okay. So same thing with dating. When you're a woman, okay, to get because you never want to get a man to pursue you, okay, but usually men pursue you based on how you are on the inside. Well, the different quality of men, honey, like I said, that's neither here or there, okay. But ideally, the type of standards that you have for yourself, how you view yourself, and basically how you carry yourself into the world, okay? AKA your desires, okay? Hey, I know what I deserve. I know that I am worthy of this. So I'm not doing anything else, okay, outside of me. I'm going to hold that identity. I'm going to hold those values. I'm going to hold how I feel highly about myself, okay? And then what happens in the dating world? A man who actually likes you will actually pursue you, because you're sitting in your throne. You're sitting in place. Okay. You're not chasing after the man. The man is pursuing you. Okay. Because when you pursue, when the feminine pursues the masculine, it creates a karmic imbalance. And she ends up taking on the karmic, she ends up taking the bigger hit for the karmic imbalance. Same thing like when a woman gets pregnant, at the end of the day, that man can run off. If you don't have the proper commitments and the proper standards, okay, that man can run off, go move across the country, go have other kids, and you're stuck with that baby, okay? Because you didn't make sure that you had the proper standards before giving that man a child, okay? So therefore, he can run off and do whatever the hell he want to do. So at the end of the day, that's your baby, okay? So that's what happens when the feminine switches the roles and shit like that, okay? You end up paying, okay? Now, again, same thing in the 3D, okay? You stay still. Okay. You be like, hey, this is what I want. I know I deserve. Hey, if you have a desire, okay, you internalize that desire and you don't move. Okay. And as a result, the 3D has no choice but to respond to your self concept and your intention that you're trying to manifest or bring your thoughts into physical reality. Okay. Now, mind you, all right, with both of these methods, it's going like you have to, this does require a little bit of patience because we are in the third dimensional density. All right. Meaning everything, we live in a physical world. So things are move slower. Okay. We learned in science class the different densities of matter. Okay. You got your block. You got your solids, your liquids, and you have your gases. Okay. We all learned in school that solid matter, okay, is more dense. Okay. So this is why it takes longer. Like if you can manifest in the 5D and the 6D, that's completely fine because that's ether energy. That's it's less dense. Okay. It's like for those who astral project, you get it. Like when you astral project, you can go anywhere across the world in an instant compared to when you're trying, let's say I'm trying to go to fucking Uganda. Okay. I can go to Uganda in astral traveling in a millisecond. But in the physical world, because it's the higher density here. Okay. So I can't just evaporate into thin air. Okay. And go to Uganda. Okay. I have to actually take a plane, go to TSA, pack a bag, do all that stuff. Okay. So this is why things take a little bit longer to manifest in the 3D because it has to catch up. Okay. Things are a lot denser. It's not like gas or a liquid. Okay. Gas and liquid, they're a little bit more fluid. Okay. They're not as dense as uh third dimensional density, things that have solid matter like a table or your bones or your skin. Okay. These are all things of third dimensional density. Okay. So again, The method that I use, view the 3D as a man. Okay. If you are a woman, view it as a man. You do not chase a man. Okay. You hold your standards, you hold your self esteem high, you stay still. Okay. I got my own life. Okay. I have my own hobbies. Okay. I have my own aspirations that I'm pursuing. Okay. And you literally stay in your bubble of greatness. You stay in your bubble of uh femininity, okay? AKA, hey, I'm staying in my desire. Hey, I prayed for that intention. I'm not moving here. Therefore, eventually the 3D has to respond. Okay, this can either be negatively or positively. Even when you manifest negative things, okay? Um okay, yeah, even when you manifest negative things, all right? It's something or it's a belief that you have that keeps attracting those same experiences. Okay. So if you believe, okay, I'm poor, okay, and I'm talking in regards to money because everybody want money. So, and I realized in my chart, I'm probably going to have to start talking about money, okay, because I got eighth house placements, and I think I'm here to teach people how to live in abundance and stuff like that. Okay, so if you live in a state of lack, okay, if you sending out mental signals to the 3D and 5D, I'm lack. I gotta work hard for money. I'm poor. How am I gonna get this? How am I gonna get that? Okay, the 3D. Is that what you're sitting in? Is that what you're vibrating in? Eventually, the 3D is going to respond to that. Okay, and it's the same thing on the positive polarity. All right. When you vibrate, hey, I am abundant. Hey, I am worthy of my desires, and I'm not moving regardless of what I see on the outside. Okay, it's just like a man. Okay, you stay right where you are. If that man want to text you, he gonna text you. If that man want to ask you on a date, he gonna ask you on a date. And then if he doesn't, then that means that's just not the man for you. So but another one will come and will give you that. But you have to stay put in your standards, in your self esteem, in your self concept, in your own life for that man to pursue you. Okay. And we're talking about men who actually like you. Okay. So let's say in the dating world, okay, you're actually standing in your power and you're doing all the things that I just told you to do, and that man isn't responding. Okay, then that's how I work. That's indicative to me, like, okay, and it's not even me playing hard to get. Exactly, that's real game. It's not even me playing hard to get, right? That's indicative to me if I'm still standing in my power and I'm not seeing he not asking me on a date, he not texting me. That's indicative to me, like, oh, this just ain't the one. Pivot, keep it pushing. But you're still remaining in that high self concept. Okay, you're still remaining, hey, this is my desire, this is what I asked for, this is what I prayed for, I'm going to get it, and eventually you're going to get it. It just requires patience because, again, it's just, like the earth is just like a man, they move slow. Okay, men don't realize they in love, like men don't realize they feelings till later. Okay, usually women feel like, okay, like, because I've been there like, oh, okay, I have these feelings, and then it'll take the man like a minute to catch up. It's just literally just like that. Okay, so it's usually the woman who realized her feelings first, aka 5D consciousness, okay, ether consciousness, and then it takes the man 3D consciousness to catch up, be like, hey, I think I love that girl too. Come on, girl, let's be together forever. It's the same thing. Okay, view the 3D as a man. Okay, you stay put, high self-esteem. All right, now, all right, method number 2. Okay, now this method is not necessarily related to dating. Okay, method number 2 is universal. Anybody can use this. Okay, now, okay, let me try to explain it. Okay. Method number 2. Okay, let me explain like this. So your current 3D reality, right? Even if it's undesirable, or even if even if your desired reality is how you want it right now, or you live in your undesired 3D, either way, your 3D is like a reflection of past thoughts. Okay, let me say that again. Your 3D reality, your physical reality around you, is a reflection of your past thoughts. Okay, it's like, okay, like your thoughts, and again, it take a while to manifest. Okay, I'm gonna give you the perfect example. The 3D is literally excuse me, this might be a little, uncomfortable, but the 3D will be like a toilet. Okay, now let's say you released fecal matter in the toilet. Okay. And then you look at the fecal matter, you be like, you ever see, let's say you ate some corn a few days ago or a month ago. Okay. When you look in the toilet, you be like, dang, that is that corn that I had a few weeks ago. Okay. Because it, like, that's the, okay, that's the, so the fecal matter would be the 3D because it's showing you what you already put into your mind. Okay. All right. And then the you looking in the toilet is a result of what you ate at the time, aka your beliefs at that time. Okay. So when you look in the toilet and you see the corn, you don't be like, you're not going to use that as an indicative of, okay, there's a corn in my fecal matter, that means I must be having corn 2 weeks from now. No, you view like, dang, that's the corn that I had 2 weeks ago. And yeah, that's that. Okay. But I hope I'm explaining this right. It's like, you don't look in the toilet to see what you're going to eat next, basically. Like, when you look at your fecal matter in the toilet when you go to the bathroom, that's a representation of what you ate in the past, what you were consuming in the past. Same thing with your current reality and your thoughts. Your current reality, even if desired or undesired, will once something were once your current reality were once thoughts and ideas that you had, and then they manifest on the outside. So like I said, your thoughts manifest first, and then, like I said, the 3D is slow because it's more denser here. So things take a little bit longer to manifest here because spirit got to move shit around. It's the same thing. Okay. Now, when you trying to manifest an outcome, think about the fecal matter. When you look at that corn that you had a few weeks ago in the fecal matter, you don't be like, dang, that means I guess that means I'm about to have corn in 2 weeks. No, it just means that I had corn in the past, and this is what's showing up in the toilet. Okay. And so living constantly in your 3D will be like, hate to get graphic, will be like you still consuming your fecal matter. Because if you still consume your fecal matter, you're still going to get that same fecal matter. But if you consume new food going forward after you drop that deuce in the toilet, you're going to get new poop. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Like, for example, okay, yeah, the corn might have been there, but if I eat a kale salad today, in a couple days, my fecal matter or my toilet waste is going to be green, because when you eat a lot of green, sometimes your fecal matter can be green. It's the same thing. Okay. So you trying to look at your current circumstances as what's going to happen to you in the future is working backwards. That's really similar to like you just eating the same stuff, you still consuming the same stuff in the toilet. That's what you're still going to get. Okay. You're still going to get, if you take your, I don't even want to say that, but if you take, if you take your fecal matter and consume your fecal matter again with that same corn, you're going to continue to get that same corn. Okay. All right. So think of your thoughts are literally like your food that you consume in your body. Okay. And then when you go to the bathroom, okay, you see all the stuff that you ate a few days ago in the toilet. Okay. You don't look in the toilet and be like, oh my God, that's that. I see that piece of that kale or piece of that spinach that I had a couple days ago. I guess that means from now on, I'm just going to keep pooping out corn in kale. No, like, you get new poop when you get new food. Okay, it's the same thing. You get your same thoughts, you get different thoughts when you consume. I mean, you get different 3D results when you consume different thoughts and beliefs. Okay, so I hope I'm making sense. Okay, that's really like the best way I can like describe the 3D, like a toilet. Okay, so everything that you're seeing in your 3D right now, desired or undesired, is a previous manifestation of your thoughts and your feelings. Okay, now I'm gonna make a disclaimer too. You know me and my disclaimers. All right. This is only effective if you have a balanced nervous system. Okay. No, like I said, if your nervous system is stuck or fight, freeze or flight, okay, you're going to have a harder time with this. So this is why nervous system regulation, okay, because your body, my 3D was full of shit. So I'm about exactly so if your 3D is full of shit, then do a cleanse. If you see something in your reality that you don't like, okay, consume other stuff. Okay. Like, let's say you consuming because I had my ex used to do that. Like, my ex was a police officer. So but at home, he used to like consume a lot of like murder mysteries and stuff like that. So when he would go on the job, he would see like a whole bunch of like, he would get like because when the police gets on calls, they dispatch you out. So he didn't get like the easy dispatch calls. He got the harder ones where you know people be dying. He was more seeing murderous calls. Okay, because when he was at home, that's all he was consuming is murder mysteries and he chopped up his body. Okay, so then when he went to work, as a police officer, his reality matched him up to get the calls that involved murder. So then that's constantly feeding his subconscious loop. Okay, that's subconscious. So again, pay attention to what you consume. Okay, your thoughts and beliefs. The thing, even like when I mean consume, I mean everything you consume, even for what you watch. This is why I'm real picky about what I watch. I watch a lot of anime. I watch a lot of cartoons. Okay, cartoons, Chowder, SpongeBob. Okay, because I want more lighthearted energy, or when I'm trying to manifest abundance, I like to watch stuff like Sex in the City or Housewives of Atlanta or Shaws of Sunset and stuff like that. Like shit that's rich, okay? But you have to be patient, okay? You have to be patient. Just like how when you consume food, okay, and then it take a few days for you to have a bowel movement, okay? Or let's say like how when people get arrested and they try to smuggle drugs and stuff or smuggle something and then they poop it out and then now they have access to the drugs. Okay, it's going to take a while for that to digest in your body. Okay, it's coming, but you have to be patient. Okay, so it's the same thing with manifesting in the 3D. When you're trying to timeline jump or when you're trying to have new desires, you cannot look inside the toilet to determine what your future is going to be, because that that fecal matter that you drop is just a representation of what you ate 2 days ago. It's not a representation of what you about to eat in a few days or even in the next 5 minutes. You're in control of what you eat. That determines your next bowel movement. Okay, so I really hope that makes sense. Okay, so your 3D. Stop looking in the toilet to decide what you're gonna eat. Okay, you decide what you're gonna eat by planning new ideas. Like, dang, I had some corn the other day. That's why I was corn in my toilet. Okay, I think today I'm gonna have a kale salad and some salmon. Okay, so in a few days, when you go for that bowel movement, what you gonna see in the toilet? Some kale sass, some of that kale and some of that salmon. Okay, it's the same thing with your reality. Okay, your thoughts and your beliefs, aka your feelings that charge those thoughts, are your food. Okay. So what you consume in terms of your thoughts and what you on your outside reality is going to be projected into your 3D. It just takes time. Okay. So even right now, after you get this video, let's say, okay, bam, I want to change my thoughts. Okay. Think of you changing your thoughts, or you consuming different things, or even if you, hey, I usually take this way to the store. This way, I'm gonna take this way to the store instead. Or hey, I usually wake up and scroll on my phone. Let me try something different. Okay. That's like, so if you're consistent in that, give it time to AKA digest. Meaning it has to work itself out in the ethers. It has to move around the ethers first. Then it shows in 3D reality. Okay. So this comes with any desire that you want. Okay. This could be money. This can be opportunities. But you have to, how they say when manifest, you have to live in the outcome. And again, like I said, this will only work if you have a balanced nervous system. And then also, if you want this to be continuous, because at one point I realized I was manifesting out of panic. So like I had to I'm shedding that too, not manifesting out of desperation. So like for little things, like, okay, I need money for my light bill. Okay, yeah, you might manifest an opportunity, something, you might manifest money for your light bill, but we're trying to think bigger here. We're trying to think longevity, stability. Okay. So that requires identity shift, and that requires new nervous system regulation. And like I said, this is a little bit more difficult if you have if you're more ethnic, okay, and have, especially if you Black American, we have a lot of ancestral trauma, okay, that's in our root chakra, okay. And again, your mother's because your nervous system is literally your mother's system, copy and paste, okay. Because I was just listening to Brother Panic yesterday. He said that the first form of mind control is from your mother. Okay. So that's why Malcolm X says the mother is the first teacher of the child. Okay. So in order to nervous system regulate, find out where your beliefs from, you have to take an objective look at your mother. Okay. I hope I'm making sense. And it's 21 minutes into my class. And y'all know I got a Black teacher. So, I be trying to show up and shit. I've been doing real good this semester, trying to make I got a Black woman for a teacher. So I'm trying to, make sure I do everything right this time around. But I hope that makes sense, y'all. Yeah, stop looking at the 3D as a indicator for how your future gonna go. Okay. If you keep consuming the same shit that's in the toilet, you're going to continue to poop out the same shit. Okay. And I know that sounds kind of disgusting, but that's really, in order for you to get it, and this is helping me to get it too by talking about it. If you keep eating the same shit that you pooped out, you're going to continue to get that same shit. You need to eat more food. Okay, you need to eat different types of food to get different types of shit. AKA, you need to consume different types of beliefs and different types of thoughts to get a different physical reality. And again, it takes time. Okay, it's like, think of, like, even if you like, okay, I've been aligning and I've been manifesting, and you don't see nothing in your reality moving, think about digestion. Okay, digestion takes time. Okay, when you eat one meal, it takes a few days for that meal to completely digest so you can go to the bathroom. It's the same thing. Or even when you drink some water. Okay, I'm drinking some water right now. Okay, this is me consuming. This is my thoughts. Okay, but then when I go into the toilet to tinkle, okay, that is going to be a manifestation of me drinking the water. So, AKA my thoughts, and then my pee or my tinkle is going to be an example of my 3D reality. I'm good at what I do. Okay, they should give me a Nobel Peace Prize. I hope this made sense. So, again, the first method, view the three. If you're a woman, view the 3D as a man. Okay, you stand firm in your expectations, your boundaries, and your self-concept, and as a result, the 3D has no choice but to match that. It's like a man. A man who really wants you is going to accommodate that. Okay, the 3D is a man. The 3D is Gab. Okay, so if you're a woman, view the 3D as Gab. Call him Gab. Okay, view him as Gab. All right. Even research Geb, Egyptian Geb, Egyptian mythology. Research Geb. Okay. Build a relationship with Geb. Okay, Geb. All right. Well, this is what I want to see in my reality, Geb. All right. Because again, Geb or Earth is a man. So if that man truly desires you, he either gonna leave you alone or he gonna come with it. Two options. Okay. And in this case, Earth supports you because Earth does want to sustain you. Okay. especially like if you got certain DNA. Okay, this is where I told y'all about sage magic. Earth magic is a real thing when you can channel the energy from the earth, like in Naruto. Sage magic, that shit's real. Channeling nature energy to power yourself up. It's the same thing. So, and then number two, the third dimension is like a toilet. Okay, you do not look in the toilet when you eat something, and when you poop, that poop is not indicative of what you're going to eat tomorrow. The poop is indicative of what you ate yesterday. Okay. If you want different color poop, you eat different color foods. If you don't want corn in your poop anymore when you see the toilet, you're going to have to eat different foods to get different poop. Same thing in your reality, current reality. Your current reality is a reflection. The current reality is your poop. Okay? Your thoughts are your food. If you want different reality, you need to consume different food, different thoughts. Okay. Preach, preacher. Oh, shit about a Honda. Oh, okay. So, okay. So I hope that this was helpful. These have also helped me, in terms of me manifesting. And again, I'm not saying I'm perfect. Okay. Again, like I said in my last take before, this lie got cut off. Okay. I'm not perfect. I'm not about to sit here and make it seem like I got all the motherfucking answers, because I don't. Okay. I do not. But what I am good at is teaching, and what I am good at is understanding concepts. These are still concepts that I'm still putting in mind. I still have to deprogram my human self, and then I'm still integrating my God self. Okay, so my God self is slowly taking over, but there's still remnants of my human self. I'm not perfect, y'all. So I'm not about to sit here and make it seem like that I'm this all-knowing guru. No, we're all students, we're all learning. And this is why I get on the camera, to help y'all. And then y'all feedback helps me. So with that being said, yeah, I gotta go. I'm already 30 minutes late for class, child. But I hope this was helpful. Again, if you're interested in the reading, DM me. Okay. I put my email and stuff in there. And I do don't forget, I do a wealth package too, where I take your birth chart and I show you how to produce wealth in this lifetime based on your archetypes. So yeah, till next time, y'all. Bye.